Did you just point at me?
Yes.
Listen, I don't have Trump derangement. Let me tell you what I have.
Okay.
I have I'm tired of people starting a conversation with Mexicans or liars and rapists.
Your opening statement, which was how horrible it is, that Donald Trump is talking about
that's
all
what you,
of these
I'm
people.
sorry,
You know what
that's
I think
what you
is
said.
horrible?
You said,
Whoopi, you know
you
what's
said
horrible?
when the president
is
of the
we
United
run
States
sanctuary
whips up
cities.
people to beat the hell out of people.
No.
Say goodbye.
Trump called Mexicans rapists, but he never expected this clapback from Whoopi Goldberg. Her response, so savage it left both Trump and Judge Jeanine Pirro scrambling for words. Get ready for a masterclass in how to shut down political BS. Whoopi's not just talking, she's changing the game. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Do you recall when Trump called Mexicans rapists to start his presidential campaign? Whoopi Goldberg certainly does, and she was not pleased about it at all. Like he's trying to win a prize for being the biggest jerk in the room. Trump has this strange habit of insulting people to start conversations. He seems to ask himself, how can I offend the most people today every morning? Celebrities and other public figures were growing increasingly irritated with Trump as he continued to make his divisive remarks. The steam emanating from their ears was almost visible. Whoopi began with some traditional eye rolls because she was Whoopi. However, those eye rolls escalated into full-fledged face palms as Trump's insults grew more severe. It was similar to watching a sitcom, except that everyone was moaning rather than laughing.
She started cursing at me.
She stopped and put her finger in my face and yelled, "I've done more for victims than you ever will." Then I said to her some few choice words I cannot repeat.
She said, you, and I said, Whoopi, did you just say you? I mean, she was right here. And then she said, get the out of this building.
You know what's horrible? When the president of the United States whips up people to beat the hell out of people.
No.
Say goodbye.
Trump wasn't finished though. He was only beginning, oh dear. Seemingly in an attempt to offend every American group, he intensified his offensive remarks. He seemed to have a list of people he wanted to offend and was determined to cross them all off. Mexicans, verify. Muslims, verify. Ladies, verify again. In a fierce wind, Whoopi's patience was eroding more quickly than Trump's comb over. In her years in show business, she had witnessed a lot, but this was something new. She said, "I've never seen such hate," and shook her head in shock. The train was orange and had terrible hair, and it was like watching a train crash in slow motion.
The backstage blow-up took place moments after the two high-powered women butted heads on The View, when Goldberg became upset after Pirro, who's a big-time supporter of President Trump, accused her of having Trump derangement syndrome.
She did leave here cursing at the people who booked the show. She cursed at the guys who do the security for the show.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Trump derangement syndrome.
This is truly the Trump derangement syndrome.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Whoopi finally made the decision that enough was enough. It was time to stand up and expose this absurdity. She refused to allow Trump to transform the United States into a large, orange-tinted reality show. Whoopi wasn't going to hold back and was prepared to contribute some much-needed common sense. The worst part is that she didn't just target Trump. Nope. Whoopi was also aiming for another person, someone too eager to defend himself against the Orange Menace. This is where things start to get interesting, so hold on to your hats, people. What occurs when an immovable object and an unstoppable force collide? When Judge Jeanine Pirro and Whoopi Goldberg square off on The View, we're going to find out. Whoopi's BS detector was working overtime, but Pirro believed she could play both sides.
I am in law enforcement.
Let me ask you the question.
It's right and wrong.
Do you think Donald Trump embraces and embodies conservative ideology? Remember, he used to be have a different position on pro-choice.
You want to talk about Donald Trump? You tell me what metric in this country is worse off. Unemployment is lower than it's been in 50 years. Minorities, Hispanics, African Americans.
So
you want to talk about hate crime?
I'll tell you about a
I
metric.
fought for a law for hate crime.
I also think it's important, as we said, 89% of the Republican Party still supports him. He still has huge popularity in the country. And if Democrats don't get their you-know-what together, he's certainly going to get reelected.
In this battle of the Titans, who will prevail? Imagine this. Ready to defend her orange hero, Jeanine Pirro struts onto the View set like she's entering a courtroom. She has that certain expression in her eyes, as if she's going to reveal some shocking facts. Whoopi, though, she's not impressed because she's seen it all before. Pirro initially tries to be as inclusive as possible. She says, "I'm not partisan," most likely wearing a straight face. Yes, exactly. I am also England's queen. It's practically smoking as Whoopi's BS detector goes off.
I rarely get stirred up, but I got stirred up yesterday. I did apologize for getting hot. I said it doesn't happen often. Every 10 years, it seems.
I left the stage going downstairs, and I saw her, and I had to walk by her, and I said, "Whoopi, I fought for victims my whole life," something like that. She said,
"Blank you."
F you. That was abuse, and it was sad. It was a sad moment.
Did you just point at me?
Yes!
Listen, I don't have Trump to...
Girl, who do you think you're fooling? She asks, and you can practically see the wheels turning in her brain. The thing is, though, Whoopi isn't losing her temper. No, she's as cool as a frozen cucumber. She appears to be the center of the storm, calm amidst the chaos all around her. In contrast, Pirro is becoming increasingly agitated. Seeing a Chihuahua yap at a Great Dane is similar. Then she believes Pirro unleashes the big guns. Trump derangement syndrome is what she charges Whoopi with. "I made a mistake, honey. Whoopi will not tolerate that. Obviously, you don't watch the show, so you don't know that I don't suffer from that," she retorts. "I was criticizing bullshit long before Trump was elected." Boom, that's a mic drop moment. "Look, I've been in this game longer than Trump has been fake tanning," is essentially what Whoopi is saying. "You're covered in BS, honey, and I can tell when I see it." As the conversation heats up, Whoopi maintains her composure as if she had ice in her veins. She is attacking Trump and Pirro's arguments with the accuracy of a surgeon, dropping truth bombs everywhere. It's similar to watching a professional chef in action, except she's roasting Pirro to perfection rather than cooking. Whoopi ultimately strikes the decisive blow. She has had enough of people defending the indefensible, of the lies, of the nonsense, and she states it unequivocally. Everyone is sitting up and paying attention to this moment. The fallout, the internet goes haywire. In a windstorm, memes take off more quickly than Trump's toupee. Whoopi's remarks serve as a rallying cry for everyone fed up with political bullshit. She seems to have opened the floodgates, and the truth is now unstoppable. Therefore, Whoopi's remarks were more powerful than Trump's toupee during a hurricane. She is suddenly being quoted as if she were the new constitution by everyone who is tired of political bullshit. It's quite amusing that a comedian has taken on the role of the sane voice in this political circus. The problem is that Whoopi has been criticizing bullshit since before Trump even learned how to tweet. She reminds you when you're having a hard time, which can be annoying at times, but you're glad they're there. Our favorite direct talking sister act star. What's next? Let's just say that she won't be zipping it anytime soon. People, Whoopi is just getting warmed up. Therefore, this show is far from over, so keep an eye out and prepare your BS detectors.